Hey guys, so I'm gonna start the grass portion of this painting. As you see, it's just displayed in the flaps and whatnot. But what I wanted to show was how I make greens out of yellow and black to give you different varieties of greens than you would from normally squeezing green out of a tube. So let's go look at my palette. Alright, don't pay really any attention to the way my colors are laid out. I have a very untraditional way of laying out my colors on my palette. So the key right here is going to be this light yellow, this orangish yellow, and orange mixed with Mars black. And the reason that you want to mix the yellow with the black is because with Mars black it has like a sort of a blue hue underneath it. So once you add a tiny bit of black, and it has to be a very minute like black to the yellow, and it'll make really different kinds of earthy greens that you won't normally get from greens that are out of the tube like right here. So let me demonstrate. So we want to take, you always want to start with your lightest color because it's easier to darken the lightest color than to lighten the darker color. So we're going to start with this yellow, just a lot more, and a very tiny bit of black. That's really all you need, and you can adjust it from there. So you want to mix it and mix it, and we are turning it into a green. Very deep green. And from there you can judge it from these colors right here. Alright, and say you want to make a darker version of that color. Take a little bit of that, and take a little bit more black. And there we go. So now these are very different greens, and these greens you can't really buy out of a tube. And the great thing about them is they're also unique, and it also works with oranges that have a little bit of yellow in them, because it's still sort of a orange mixing with its complementary, which is blue, which is the main thing in black, Mars black, that makes it such a pure black. And the more oranges you get, the more different of a green you get. Now this green is starting to look like these ones that are straight out of the tube, which is nice. So when I'm using these greens and I want to add like a shadow or a highlight to them, I can just mix up some of this, and we got that. So let's make a darker version. And really, you only need a tad bit of black. Don't overdo the black. Now we got a darker version of that. And let's do the same with some orange. Now the orange doesn't look so green. It's more, sometimes I can get it looking green, but most of the time it's like a brown-ish. And I like to use it at the bottom of the grass area, just so it looks like a more dirt-ish, you know, like the dirt dust has been hitting the grass more. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if this comes out. Yeah, see, it's more of a brownish green. And you can also add in a little yellow, tad bit of white if you want. And my favorite to add to green is gold. It just gives it a nice little shimmer that you see only really in the reflective areas. And there you go. And now I want a lighter version of that, so let's take some white. Got a lighter, and now a really darker version. This is another good example of, I did this on purpose because I know what I want from it, but of adding too much black. Now if I want to make it lighter like to that, it's going to require a lot more paint. So always want to start from your lightest to your darkest, and that way you can always darken, and if you have to, you can always lighten, and it's really easy to do. You don't have to make a big old pile of paint like that to get the desired color. And that's how you make greens out of yellow and black, and they're very earthy greens, and they really look good, at least in my paintings and a couple other landscape painters. I've seen them use earthy greens, and it looks really nice. Looks very unique, and not like you're using paint straight out of the tube. Alright guys, until next time, peace.